Hey guys, it's Friday and another edition of the Loans for Homes. We're headed to lunch right now. We thought we would hit on a pretty hot topic that most of you probably don't even know about. Go ahead.
But I bet.
Welcome. I'm Heath Albritton alongside Justin Lee.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's going to be good.
Kind of get to know us and who we are, how we do business. We're going to talk all things mortgage. We're going to try to cover everything, Justin. So,
Loans for homes.
Loans for homes. Go ahead.
But I bet you have seen some changes on Zillow lately. If you've been looking at any homes or starting your home search on Zillow, the pictures look a little outdated. The listings look a little different in our market, and there's various reasons for that. But the top two markets are Chicago and Tennessee, right?
Nashville. It's of all things. So here's what's fun. Everybody has heard of Zillow. Justin, if you're buying a house, if you're just looking at real estate, you're going and making a Google search of some kind, Zillow always pops up to the top. We know what Zillow provides. They provide a lot of good information, and I think the most people would go there if they're looking for something. I've used Zillow before as a resource. They've got something called Zestimate where it talks about, it pulls comparables, recent sales in the area, and it says, hey, this is what we think the value is. I mean, sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not, but it's a tool. That's all it is. But Zillow also has access to all the listings that come on board. So consumers a lot of times will bypass a realtor, find their property on Zillow, and then maybe they go try to buy the house without a realtor or whatever it is that they do. But Zillow by far is definitely the biggest platform that's out there. So here's what's happening. So the biggest platform is now going against the biggest real estate company out there, which is Compass. And Compass has a huge presence here in Middle Tennessee. So there's been lawsuits that have gone around. So basically, there's two sides to every story, right? We know that. Zillow says, look, we want fair access for all consumers to all listings at all times, right? Compass, their take on it is, well, not so fast. Look, we want everyone to be represented by a professional licensed real estate agent, which we agree with as well. But they're saying they should have the right, if they've got a listing within Compass, that they should be able to market that on their private website or private details, if you will, inside to another or other Compass realtors, right? So it doesn't hit that Zillow platform. And again, two sides to every story. You can say what you believe in, what's right, what's wrong. There's probably good and bad to each, right? Pros and cons. I will say, according to the lawsuit and everything, they're claiming that when Compass Real Estate markets that within their private sector, that Compass ends up getting 72% of the listings on both sides. So they end up representing the seller and the buyer. And I think that's where the beef goes from Zillow. It's like, okay, you're taking a listing from a potential first-time home buyer or another buyer in that case by not releasing that to the public. So Zillow says, okay, fine, we're going to not allow any Compass listings to be on Zillow. So they've been going back and forth on this, and it's been in and out of court. There's different lawsuits. I think a lawsuit was already satisfied or reached on one. Now Zillow is suing Compass, so it's just going back and forth. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, because in theory, next week, I mean, Zillow might not be live for the RealTracs, which is the Middle Tennessee database for listings. So it could be as early as next week that we see changes in our market where all of those listings aren't showing on Zillow.
Yeah, and how ironic is that it's in the Nashville market. Our market, Justin, is where the beef is going on right now. But you're right. If you happen to go on Zillow right now, it's not up to date. And, if you're searching real estate in Middle Tennessee, those listings aren't up to date right now. A lot of times the Zestimate has been taken off of there. So there's a lot of features that have been taken away. And like you said, I think next week is when they're talking about that potentially happening, right?
Yeah, and you might be seeing pictures from 2 listings ago. Like when you look at my personal house, the pictures when I bought it aren't on there. It's going back 2 listings ago. So there's definitely some changes taking place, and it's not as up-to-date as it used to be.
Yeah, so stay tuned. It's going to be interesting for all of us to see what happens in the real estate world, especially in this market.
So maybe contact your realtor first and get with them to see what listings are out there, and don't just depend on Zillow. I know it's easy and convenient, but lately Zillow's not been the most accurate place to start your search.
There you go, guys. We're just disseminating information as we always do. If you have questions, please reach out. Remember to like and subscribe. We hope you have a good rainy weekend here in Middle Tennessee.
All right, if you need us this weekend, give us a call. Have a great weekend.